Welcome back to Ready, Set College, your destination for college knowledge. I'm your host, Rob Schwartz. We're here today with the Director of Admission at UCLA, Mr. Gary Clark. Gary, thanks again for joining us.
My pleasure.
We want to dive in now to some highlights and some updates from what's going on in the UCLA campus and its community. So let me turn this over to Gary, and he can give you an idea of, if you're considering UCLA, what some things you should be considering right now.
Sure. Well, it's an exciting time at UCLA. I mean, I think we've got really one of the most recognized and well-respected institutions in the world. Excuse me, an institution that's well known. We offer students over 125 majors and 80 minors to choose from. A remarkable undergraduate experience where they're going to be able to connect with some of the best and brightest faculty in the world. More than 1,000 clubs and organizations, a place that guarantees students the opportunity to live on campus for their first 3 years. I think the academic variety and quality of research opportunities available to students, when you combine that with the opportunities to engage outside of the classroom, our location in Los Angeles, the remarkable alumni, of which you are one, to connect with for our students. It's really a remarkable place. I think it's got a lot of energy. It's got a real sense of momentum. And I think the students are really happy. They're doing well. They're graduating. They're taking advantage of all the athletic programs on campus that are exciting for us to support. Go Bruins. The basketball team's doing well right now. So it's been a really exciting place for me to get to know over the past couple of years. And I think that our students really enjoy the experience. So it's a remarkable place, and I'm happy to see that so many students are interested in it every year.
Now, dare I be the person who brings this up, but it just dawned on me that I think we should maybe play the other side of the card. Maybe we should be fair to our friends across town because you do have some significant ties there.
Sure.
How would you compare attending a school like UCLA versus a school like USC, which in many communities we see as they're the same thing, but they really aren't?
Well, no, I mean, I think they share some similar qualities. They're both larger universities, that are located in a large city. Lots of research opportunities available at both. Reputable sports programs. Extraordinary undergraduate experiences. So I certainly see how a student who's interested in one might be interested in another. But I think our identity as a public university in California is something that's really that contributes to the unique quality of a UCLA experience. I think we really pull from students throughout the state. I think we feel confident that the diversity of our undergraduate student body, the opportunities that students have to engage with what is over 400,000 alumni now, is something that's a bit unique to our campus. I think students that are looking at both and considering both, they might have two good options available to them. But I think UCLA is a place that has a remarkably rich history, and a place where students, I think, can really feel like they're a part of the community right away.
I'm going to also say that we're way better athletically. I'm just saying. There's nothing quite
112 NCAA championships, so certainly nobody could question that.
That's correct. Being at the top of the heap is a good place to be, although I think USC is either second or third, so it's a close race.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they're not too shabby. There is an important part of this idea of admission that I want to make sure that we're touching on. Now, this is a big subject, so I know we're going to carry this over into our next segment. But I want to make sure families have a very clear understanding of what you mean by a holistic admission standard. I mean, how are these kids being judged when an application shows up electronically?
Sure. So when we receive an application, obviously there's one application that serves the entire UC system. So one application for 9 campuses. And students fill out a wide variety of information in that application where we learn about the courses that students have taken, the grades that they've earned, honors and AP classes that they've taken. They obviously report their standardized test scores, but they also tell us about awards that they've earned in high school, the level and degree to which they've engaged in activities outside of the classroom. We ask students to write 2 personal statements so that we can get to know students a bit. The UC process does not take letters of recommendation. We don't interview students. And so the application requires that students be strong self-advocates. They need to really describe themselves well and describe themselves effectively in the application for us to be able to thoroughly review that application. But the holistic process means that we're not keying on any one or two elements in the application to make an admission decision. Within the UC system, there's something called comprehensive review, which is really a set of 14 different criteria that are approved by faculty for us to take into consideration in the admission process. And those are things that you would expect in a holistic process, things that relate to all of those parts of the application that I shared with you. So it's just our ability to read deeply and not focus on just a set of numbers to make an admission decision.
I hope you guys are paying attention. This is an important part of understanding the UC system as a whole, not even just UCLA. We're going to come back with Gary Clark in just a minute. We're going to talk a little bit more about this holistic process. Stay right there. You'll be right back on Ready, Set, College.